Going up against Kyle Teasy's Link, the one above all versus, what do we call Kyle?
From Blue, I can say for sure. Coach, why not? Coach Hayes?
Yeah.
They were in control.
Oh, speaking of in control, Brusco goes in with the triple man knockup, and King Kong's answers with the steel cables. Might be able to go right after a few as he brings him down, and Cyric picks up the kill. Just to go with the wild charge flicker combinations or a glorious pathway coming in for Flap TZ. So they really need to make sure that Kyle TZ here goes after KERASS. Not a good start.
The gold standard got stood up. 2v1 all it took. Titans of mlbb being behind on stats like that.
Yeah.
What is that, 65 to 35 around theirs?
Yeah. It's a new view, but look at King Kong forcing out the Temples and Blades from Kyle TZ.
Looking at the ground, I can't tell you who's... Oh, wait, there's a kick.
Okay, here comes
Force out the Purify. Their jaws are agape. You know what I mean?
They really want to absorb whatever's happening right now. Like a fast-paced play coming in from Brusco, and Few with a save coming in with the Nether Rub. Super Prince answers right back with the Frigid Glacier as Kyle TZ with the 4 blades onto Kirk. But Kirk, as tanky as ever, as King Kong picks up a kill onto Ogwin, onto the top lane. But they're not even done after a few. Another knock-up. Frosty Breeze and...
their playstyle so well and how their opponents will respond. If anything, the more amazing thing is the fact that Few just stayed there. Few tried to fight it off.
Highlighting KERASS, King Kong, the KK connection, even Kirk. But I have to admit, I'm leaning towards Brusco this time because he's literally the engine for Fnatic Onic, but in the streak.
All right, checking out the items. Again, there's about 200 between Kyle and the King Kong. Forcing out the Tempest of Blades there. Luckily, FCAP have 2 big frontliners away. No, Kyle! Oh no!
Just look at the damage coming in from Kirk. I'm pretty sure he has the Thunder Belt plus the Concussive Blast. And here comes the Frigid Glacier once again from Super Friends. No beefy, no tanky heroes for Falcon's AP Bren. Fnatic doesn't care.
That supports our thesis of maybe they let it go in hopes of getting the turtle.
Against Cyric, King Kong.
All of it.
Secures the 3rd and final turtle for Fnatic Onic.
And wait. And Kirk being such a nuisance.
Look at the damage.
Here we go!
Flap TZ. Glorious Pathway will be casted, but all the way from the back line is the AOG. Super Friends commits his Frigid Glacier and a killing spree onto Flap TZ. They're not even done because they're going all in. King Kong with the cables on the Few. Gonna pick up a double kill. And now kick coming in from Brusco catches Kyle TZ. That was a Ling.
I told you, he's a mutant. He's a mutant. He's an mlbb anomaly.
Look at KERASS.
What?
That's a Grok! The question is, will Fnatic go in for the additional kills?
Yeah, they won't force it. Fnatic Onic are still respecting FCAP's output. And there's a conceal. What are they looking for?
Okay, here's the counter attack, and they're gonna find Super Friends. He does have the passive. No, he doesn't as he falls down in the hands of the one above all. Kirk soaking up all the damage, but he's not gonna be able to out-sustain. Knows this, that's why he takes away the purple buff of Kyle TZ. It still goes in!
You know what else King Kong knows?
He knows this, that's why he takes away the purple buff of Kyle TZ. It still goes in!
You know what else King Kong knows? In Ogwin's face. Ogwin's back now, but still, you gotta be really wild charge.
Wild charge out of nowhere for Flap TZ as well with the Glorious Pathway. Here comes Super Mario with his Zamet Force, but answered right back with the AOG. Gonna catch 3. Nether Realm has to be popped in from Falcon's AP Bren. The Frigid Glacier of Super Friends will catch 4 and bring down Marco.
And they're inside the base.
Lord here. Let's see if they're able to contest as the Glorious Pathway will be casted as well. It's going to be a Retribution battle, but King Kong gets it! And again, the Frigid Glacier combination will connect along with the Blazing Duet, but Kyle TZ manages to find a trade onto KERASS.
Out his opponents, and then look, he's no kills!
The initial burst, though, comes from KERASS. So King Kong just really does the pickup crew. So it looks like he is a utility. He's even zoning, so right now King Kong works on the top lane turret. Flap TZ has to use the Glorious Pathway to save that inhibitor turret. Really aggressive. Again, we haven't seen a beautiful kick, but again, King Kong! Fnatic Onic doing a good job. Important note though, the position of King Kong. Just waiting for the perfect opportunity because the AOG is going to connect. Frigid Glacier is there as well. They're going to try and burst down Flap TZ. Here comes Cyric. King Kong forcing out the Nether Realm of Few. Now the Falcons, AP Bren, the Bees have to walk away. They can't lose any other member.
As that is, it just seems like you're just punching to the sky hoping God feels your hits. You know what I mean? Because at 10k down, the map looking this blue, How do you contest? What's going on? Are they even thinking of contesting?
Look at just Brusco zoning out Kyle TZ, making sure he's not going to be present during that turtle fight, Lord fight in the Lord pit. But Falcons AP Bren making sure to try and move closest as much as possible to the Lord. Here comes the glorious pathway. King Kong with a cutthroat. But it's not going to bring down Kyle TZ. Here comes the Clash Feud though. Able to cast the Nether Realm still. Might be a counter attack coming in from Falcons AP Bren as KERASS tries to work on the Lord. Okay, Kyle TZ has to go for his purple buff. Here comes Kirk plus the Frigid Glacier going to connect onto Flap TZ. A lot of ultimates has been expended for both of these teams. No one has yet to die, but here comes KERASS with the Blazing Duet connecting onto two. Marco, Flap TZ falls down. King Kong onto the backline. Gonna bring down Phil. There's the Tempest of Blades plus the push from Fnatic. They're not gonna worry about the clash because they want the base.
For Fnatic, Onic, Philippines, and Ingan.
Woo!
Is this the right time to bring out the Sicilian? It's another debut pick.
I mean, they have the luxury of doing it. They've secured a playoff spot, might even secure the first seed. So it's time to experiment. But this isn't that much of a cheese because Redmar and Rockhart has mentioned that this has been used.
Play is just that deep too.
Honestly, for me, I think it's the fatigue for Cyric, for King Kong, but King Kong enters. And the save coming in from Brusco with the guiding win. I think it's the fatigue. Didn't you see his Fanny play a while
For
ago?
sure.
Man, you could feel his fingers hurting with all the cables, all the cutthroats he performed. He hasn't died a single time, but did dish out a lot of damage, dish out a lot of kills. Maybe he wants to relax for game number 2, but still has a viable option.
What are you saying about me and my alpha mains?
It's an easier compared to a Fanny, but look at this, a catch onto Flap, forcing out his flicker. And the aggression of Fnatic clearly hasn't stopped. Their rotation might actually be better and faster compared to game 1 with the presence of Brusco's Matilda.
I mean, they are still waiting for the Heart Guard in the Ghost Flap.
And Kirk with the Primal Wrath as well, trying to dish out the damage onto Flap, while Flap TZ manages to rock the Infernal Pursuit. And King Kong with the Retribution manages to get the first turtle. Flap TZ in trouble here as he tries to walk away, will survive, but Fnatic gets the turtle. Additional crowd control with the Sanguine Claws AoE as well. And here comes the over-aggression of Fnatic. Paired up with the Matilda, they can outmaneuver Falcons AP Bren.
Oh no!
King
Kyle's
Kong
going down!
And the next target might be Super Marco, but few here to the rescue. As Fnatic Onic, 3 Sonics working on Super Marco. The Heart Guard is ready to be expended though, so at any given moment, Super Marco's in trouble.
When Sicilian was a thing, that just breaks the game in half. Like, you can't even touch, usually, the Sicilian player.
Yeah, so right now Super Friends has the luxury of doing that. As we speak, just working on Kyle TZ. Another chain crowd control might be able to bring him down. Just look at the damage coming in from Fnatic Onic as he tried to work on Flap TZ with Infernal Pursuit despite the Heart Guard for there. And here comes KERASS with the Blazing Duet, gonna finish the job and bring down Ogwin. Just total dominance for Fnatic, and they're not even done!
Oh! That's gotta be frustrating. Again, usually, you see a Phoveus dunking on fools. He usually would just be, you know, his life would be coming back there. It's like you're running him through a blender. Like, what happened?
I love how you have sound effects for the life bar, but not for your favorite hero, Bane.
Let's not talk. There's a good amount of sustain on FCAP, right?
Yeah.
And there's a good amount of dive coming in from them. It's a good quality dive. Very defensive. Yes, you're right.
Okay, now they're going to work on Kyle TZ here. Again, circling Eagle. Brusco, one of those aggressive roamers when it comes to the Matilda, not afraid to go in, just dive in, aid the members of Fnatic Onic as they work on the bottom lane turret. These are 5 members. I know 4 because Kirk's up top. Let's see who's going to make a play first.
This is...
Speaking of range, you mentioned this, the range, the crowd control. Even the crowd control is ranged.
It's low cost. It doesn't put FNOP in danger. Usually, when you try to go for CCs, again, point in comparison, few. When he tries to terrorize FNOP, he has to be in range. He has to come up close.
Oh,
Sanguine Claws don't care!
Speaking of few, he has to pop his Purify here. He has his the Bat's Feast though. But Super Friends again just showing total domination here with the Bat's Impact. As early as 6 minutes in, you can already feel the damage coming in from Super Friends. And I'm curious what items he has already, because do you see each Bat Impact just dealing enough damage?
That's the nature of the beast. Sure, items will come into play, but the mechanic... Oh! Kirk, no one home.
Kirk missed flicker there, but a perfect opportunity for Falcons AP Bren to counterattack as Fnatic Onic will get another turret. Just looking at the sustain of Fnatic Onic, they're not even afraid to go up against 5 members of Falcons AP Bren this deep.
I would reckon, since he's been hitting people with skills and getting away with so much, he can afford it.
Look at King Kong just literally leading the charge with the Spear of Alpha. Again, he's really activated because of the presence of Brusco with his Matilda. A guiding wind can ensure safety for King Kong without suffering any casualties. And here comes the Sackwind's Claws once again, catching Ogwin along with the Bat's Impact, forcing Flapdizzy as well to walk away. Super Marco has to recall because the push might ensue for Fnatic.
Breaking news. After everything FNOP has done, FCAP gets their first turret push. That's where Marco came from.
And just look at this. 4 members of Fnatic zoning out the members of Falcons AP Bren.
Whoa.
As King Kong works on the Lord. There was an attempt there to steal the Lord. He's not going to cast that Spear of Destruction as King Kong with an uncontested, literally alone in his own island.
They paid a different kind of tax.
Since game 1. Actually, since week 1, you could argue.
The bees don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
This was a chance for FCAP to get one over FNOP, but this might even be worse than the first time they met. That was a 3-game series. We're looking at a potential sweep.
Potential sweep might happen here as Fnatic Onic charges in the middle lane trying to burst down this inhibitor turret, and they will do it successfully. They still have the Lord as King Kong works on the top lane and KERASS and Kirk onto the bottom lane. Super Friends not afraid to zone out the members with the Bat's Impact. Again, they're going to burst down the inhibitor down bottom. It's just the inhibitor up top remaining for Falcons AP Bren.
It's so tough for FCAP.
Wow! The chain CC from Fnatic is just too much. Last Insanity has to be used here to clear out the minions. Circling Eagle and KERASS goes in with a blazing duet. Might be able to bring down KERASS here. Pops his immortality. Looking at King Kong, gonna get a mega kill as they take the game, the series. 12-0